No, we're starting with your boy.
Your boy. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, shout out to Bill. Bill obviously had his press conference today.
We're going to get to Bill Belichick.
We're going to get to Bill here at bottom of the hour, some conversation we had. But no, Patrick Mahomes, it had some, and not just he, but there's some thoughts about this is kind of crazy, Rob. They're playing 3 games in a matter of 11 days. And we're not talking about basketball or a soccer match or something like that. We're talking about the actual NFL games, which is crazy. So he's obviously expressed his concern about that. You said, you never want to play this many games in a short amount of time. And what's also interesting about this to me is this is the team in which the NFL, you and I have had conversations about because the ratings for them are higher than any other team the last 5 years. And this is the team that they started to question, was this America's team? Because you need people who love you or hate you, a la the Cowboys, and that's for sure what they have. So it's like this is the team the NFL is putting in this position.
They'll never replace the Cowboys. Nobody will.
But I'm saying the ratings-wise, they're saying, hey, this is kind of the new team that if you put them on TV, they're going to have the highest ratings every week. This is just the way the numbers have gone for several years now with them. So this is the team, your two-time reigning Super Bowl champs, that when numbers show, you're 6% likely to be more injured when you play Thursday night games on a short rest. So they're playing 3 games in a matter of 11 days. And this is the league, Rob, that says, hey, we're focusing on prioritizing health. We don't want our guys to get hurt. We're taking care of them. We want to do what's best. 3 games in 11 days? That's absolutely crazy. And so some other players on the team as well have expressed their concern and said, I'm going to the NFLPA at the end of the season to figure this out. And
for what? They can't even get them health care and a better retirement package. Really?
Well, we just talked about that with Rod Woodson the other day.
Okay, so going to the Players Association, when the Players Association had a chance to do something, you know what they did? They got the players a chance to smoke weed and not practice. That's what the Players Association. I'm just tired of hearing about the Players Association.
Well, I mean, I think that was Chris Jones, if I'm not mistaken, who said that. That's their way of, it was Chris Jones checking the box, if you will. Like, I did my part. I've told you, the media. I'm going to tell the NFLPA. But it'll be interesting to see if the NFL is going to, at the end of the season, look back at this run and say, all right, that was a bit much. Especially, I don't care if it was the Panthers. It's not even about just the Chiefs. If this were the Panthers, I'd be all right, 3 games in 11 days is a lot. Especially, Rob, the way their bye is set up. They had their bye early, week 6. So it's like, our bye was so long ago, it's not like we had this week 11, this 3 games in 11-day stretch, and then, okay, thank God we got a break coming up after that, or we just had it the week prior. This is their run, going to the postseason, hopefully for them, a deep postseason run. This is it, no rest for the weary, and so it really is interesting, a league who's already added on a 17th game. It's man.
They don't care about the players.
They don't. So they got to quit trying to sell us that bill of goods.
Right. It's a charade. It's a boulder dash. It's poppycock. They don't care. They don't. 3 games in 11 days. If they could get these guys to play 4 games a week in the NFL, they would, if they could. They talk one thing, say one thing, and they do another. This is outrageous to play that many football games.
You think about it, man.
It's outrageous.
Football is such a demanding sport on your body, so taxing. You and I have sat next to football players for years, and you see how they walk. You see their fingers are pointing the wrong direction. Knees are all messed up, got metal knees and all this stuff. And the league knows this, and the league has done so many comprehensive reports. There have been so many studies about what it does to the body. And to be fair, every player knows this. And every player has said what, including Ephraim Salaam just last week, you and I asked him this. He said, I'd do it again because of everything that comes with it. Now, they don't want their sons to have to do it and go through it, but they say, I did it, laid it on the line, generational wealth, put myself in position to have radio shows and talk shows and be color analyst. Set myself up for a great life the next 30, 40, 50 years. But I wouldn't want my kids to go through this. And so the idea that the NFL didn't think this through, it's crazy to me. And I go back to my first point, too. I just also find it interesting that you would think maybe they would go, all right, don't tell anybody. But you know how when teams suck, we're going to send them to Europe. Hey, the Jags play in Europe so much at some point, I'm just going to think they are the London Jags. They're the Berlin Jags at this point. You would think maybe they'd send one of those teams. Maybe they'd send.
No, because they weren't selling any tickets in Jacksonville. They, the franchise, they swung and missed on Jacksonville. They thought Jacksonville could be Green Bay, and it turned out that it's not Green Bay. They said, well, if Green Bay can do it, right, a small market, look at that. There's nothing there. They sell out the stadium. They're wow. Why can't a city the size of Jacksonville do the same thing if you have nothing else, right?
Yeah, well, the issue is, fortunately for Green Bay, they were literally one of the early teams in the NFL. Period. Back in the day. So they just built this thing up to where, and then like we all know, winning cures all. The old 50s and 60s Packers won a whole lot. So the fan base became, this is our way of life. This is what we have. We win. The Lombardi daggone trophy is what it's called. So they have that history to have built up to create that fan base. That's not the case for the Jags. But the same way they do with Hard Knocks, where like if you hadn't made the postseason in the last couple seasons, whatever, you are one of the few teams that has to end up, you're in the runnings to have to be the team on Hard Knocks. I thought they would do it that way. Hey, if you've sucked, you've been terrible for the last couple of years, you got to do this 11-3 game and 11-day stretch. I didn't think they would put the two-time reigning champs in this position. When, again, studies show 6% likely to get injured, and also coaches don't play their star players or injured players more than next game, not even fully injured, just I got to get you some rest somewhere, so I'm going to buy you some rest. So I thought they wouldn't do this with the Chiefs. And also your team, the Ravens, are going to be in similar situations playing so many games in short days.
Yeah, I mean, this is the NFL. As long as the players don't push back, and again, the only way you get the attention of the ownership and the commissioner is to stop football. Stop the games. Once you stop the games and the money, you'll get their attention. And they refuse to do it. They had plenty of chances. How did the baseball union become so strong? Stop the World Series. How's that?
Yeah, they've stopped.
100 some odd years in a row there was a World Series, and one day they said, okay, enough. We're not playing. You're not going to lock us out. We'll strike. And we won't be back for the World Series.
And the NBA has done it too. Not to that degree, but we've had shortened seasons.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And the NFL players, they had a strike back in '87, which I covered, and I remember that when they have replacement players. But other than that, the players refuse to get together. They have so much power, but they don't use it. And this is another example of they'll bellyache to the media. They'll cry to the union, but they won't do anything about it. They won't do anything about it. And people are like, you wouldn't give up your salary. Dude, if everybody does it together, it won't be a long struggle.
I was going to say, it's not that it's giving up her salary for a period of time, for a matter of a month, 2 months, 3 months.
They can't fire everybody. This is if all the players as a group, and that's what baseball's so strong about. You know what they do? They have a war chest of money so that players don't cry when they're out. You know why? If you need money to pay bills, they got bread. Here we go. Here's your money. And you know what? When you get your money back after this,
you pay it back.
You put it back into the war chest. It's simple.
Yeah, it's planning for, no pun intended, but just planning for war in that sense. You spent all those years in Detroit, me being from the Detroit area. Like, the car unions are powerful. They're powerful because they are ready to go to bat for whatever needs to get done for the employees. So, but we'll see. We'll see after, you got your star player in Patrick Mahomes, your star player and star team in the Chiefs, and they're saying this publicly. We'll see how it all plays out at the end of the season.